What's going on, man? It's your boy Kreativekloth, and I'm back with another video. Man, looking for my start, so I'm not going nowhere. Alright, so this video is actually going to be very different than my typical content. Now, if you've been on my channel, you know I'm talking about sneakers, fashion, or I'm doing, a podcast called Cloth Talk with other content creators, and we talk about those same things as well. But I wanted to do something a little different. Because although those things are like my passion, those are the things that I talk about the most, whether if I'm talking with other content creators, but also just like in my real life with like family or like friends that I've had since middle school. I typically talk about clothes or fashion just because, like, again, those are things that I talk about a lot. But I feel like as I continue to grow my platform on YouTube, I want to just show more of just like who I am as a person. Also things that I've learned. I'm 27 now, 28 in 2 months now. And I just feel like there's a lot of things that I want to reflect on that if somebody's younger or even somebody's older, like, I feel like I'm gonna just title this video. Again, this is a very just like on the fly. I was gonna do a sneaker review, but I just wanted to do something else just to show more of just like me as a person. So I think I'm gonna just title this video like things I've learned in my 20s. Just because I feel like as we continuously get older, I think this would just be a dope like photo or video diary of like, what the hell was I talking about at 27? At what point in my life, where was I at 27? Like what was going on? And also I feel like this is the type of thing that, again, I don't think I'm like the most philosophical and I have like the deepest perspectives and like, so many like, journeys that, I'm gonna really change somebody's life. But I feel like I've been through a lot and I feel like I have some good points for people who are, they may feel lost or they might need advice on something. So again, I think I'm gonna just title this video, things I've learned in my 20s. All right, so number one is going to be, and I wanna say this in the most sincere way possible, please go at your own pace. I know on social media right now, it may seem like everybody got the nicest cars, everybody got the nicest house, everybody got all the money in the world. They going on trips to Dubai, Bali, all that, Tulum. They going everywhere. And you like, how are they doing this? A lot of these people ain't getting it the legal way. They stealing, they robbing, they scamming. And your grandma, her PIN number, it got took. So it just seems like on social media, everybody got it together. They posting their highlight reel. They're not posting everything that they're doing. So I just want to remind people, like, just worry about what you're doing. I'm a firm believer in there's no way you stay consistent at something, you stay persistent at it, and you don't get success from it. Like I don't think that's even possible, bro. Like if you stay consistent at it, you don't get success from it. So like, I know it may seem like everybody got it together. It's not what it is. And I'll give you a real world example from my life. So I've been living in Texas for 3 years. When I moved to Texas, I moved into the tiniest studio bedroom apartment ever, bro. Like it was small. Like if I farted by the front door, you could probably smell it by the bathroom. Like it was that small. Like if I did a 360 in my living room, I saw everything. And like for a lot of people, like moving to a studio is just like, it's not the biggest pace. People usually don't celebrate that. Even when I posted that TikTok, although I got a lot of encouraging messages, there were still people saying things like, oh, that boy living in the living room or he living in a closet. Like certain things like that, that would definitely discourage somebody trying to celebrate like I live it by myself. And then fast forward, I move into a 1-bedroom. Obviously a 1-bedroom coming from a studio is an upgrade. But it still was like in a rundown apartment. It wasn't like the best thing. It had bugs. The paint wasn't that great. There was like a lot of problems internally with the apartment, but it was a progression from a studio. So I was like, okay, cool. I could at least close my door. I have a door that can section me off from the kitchen and the living room. So I'm moving in the right direction. Fast forward to now, I'm living in an apartment that's only been built for 2 years, has a gate, has a pool, has a gym. Everything is, the appliances are nice, have a washer and dryer in unit. Like, it's just like, it's little things, bro. Like everybody want to move into that luxury apartment. They want to get that, the house or whatever. But it's like, if that's not in your journey, bro, just stay consistent at it. Take progression day by day, take progression year by year. Like it doesn't have to happen overnight. Like just enjoy the journey that you're on. Cause even now when I look back and I look at that TikTok of me living in that studio apartment, it's like, damn, like I was really living in a box for real. And now I'm like, I live in this apartment. I'm like, okay, cool. Like this is great as well. Like, this is really good, but this is not my end goal with where I want to be living. So I just say like, again, your own path, worry about your own race. And again, as long as you stay consistent and persistent at something, there's no way you don't see the success with the persistency. Like it's not possible. So this next one is going to be something that I probably won't spend too much time on, but it's going to be spend time with the people that you care about, bro. Again, I don't want to make this like some super emotional video. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, you go through life and you're so focused on trying to be successful. You're so focused on your journey that you forget sometimes to check in on people, whether it be family, friends, other loved ones that you may want to put in different categories. But it's like, everybody got a clock, bro. And you don't know when that person's clock is going to run out. So like, just make sure that you're setting aside time for the people that you really care about. Not just like everybody, but the people that you genuinely care about, that you can't even imagine that they weren't here anymore. Like, take time out of your day to just maybe out of your week or your month. It's like one day where you just check up on them, go get something to eat with them, do some activity with them, like just something, just because like, you'll never get those moments back. And again, you don't know when that person's clock is going to run out. And I've definitely made that mistake before of just thinking that, you know, they gonna be here. Let me just keep grinding. Or like, you know, I'll get to it in a minute and I never get to it. And then you get a phone call and it's like, oh, that person's no longer here. It's like, so again, I'm not trying to spend too much time on that. Again, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Again, as I continue to get older, I'm starting to realize how important those moments are, just like checking in on people, spending time with them, and just making sure that like that connection and that, you know, that communication line is always open, just because again, you don't know when that person's clock is going to run out. All right, so number 3 is going to be, you just simply have to stop giving a fuck. I'm not saying that in like those very arrogant books that come out, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying like, people are going to talk about you whether you're doing good or bad. Like, you could be doing charity and people will be like, well, why he do this on camera, and why he, like, they're gonna find something to come up with. And then let's say if you're not doing some charity, people will be like, well, how he go tell me what to do and he don't even do that, and he don't, like, it's going to happen. Like, you can't escape criticism. You can't escape it, no matter who you are. Like, I've seen Mr. Beast get, you know, dragged for building homes in a certain area, and it's just like, he's literally building houses for people. Like, what's there to drag? But it's like, there are just people out here who are genuinely miserable and want to see everybody else miserable because they're not happy. Like, you just have to stop caring about other people's opinions. And I know it's hard because, like, especially when it's like something like social media and you're putting yourself out there, like, you want people to receive you well. You don't want to like ruffle feathers. You don't want to get people upset just because like it causes too much unnecessary stress for no reason. But it's like, when you put yourself out there, you're open to everything that people are going to say about you. People can say something about my beard, my hats, stuff in the background, the audio. Like, it just is what it is. Like, you can't worry and focus too much on what people are saying about you, just because like people are going to say things regardless. So just do what you want to do in a respectful way, and obviously in a way that doesn't harm anybody else. But like, just do what you want to do. And I just feel like that's what it is. Like, you just have to get rid of the idea that you're going to please everybody. It's impossible to please everybody. I've never seen it done. I've never seen it done. Somebody is always going to be mad at something that you're doing. And that's just what it is. All right, number 4 is going to be, failures are simply just delayed success. There is so much value in failing at something. Now, of course, I don't want people to always fail, but there is so much value in failing at something, because then it prepares you for that next time that you do it. Now, you know, you're hyper fixating on that one failure that you did last time because you don't want to fail again. Like, if you get hit on your head, you don't want to get hit on your head no more. So you try to figure out, how do I not get hit on my head? I remember I was doing a run of shirts. This was back in college. I remember I was doing a run of shirts, and, you know, I did the mock-ups on the shirts, and I sent it to the person that was doing the production for them. And then they're like, does it look good? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, do it. Now they doing the whole run of shirts, and then they get shipped to me. And I remember taking them out the box and being like, but like, that was on me because I didn't request a sample. I didn't ask for pictures. There are multiple steps that I could have taken now that I look back on it that I just wasn't hip to. But now that I did have that failure, I know now, like when I go back and do that next batch, I have to get a sample, bro. I have to see pictures. If it's cut and sew, I have to see somebody put it on. Like there are just certain things now that since I did mess up, I now know I need to fix that. Absolutely. So it's just like, again, I don't want people to have multiple failures, and you try to avoid them as much as you can, but don't take a failure as I'm about to give up, or don't take the failure as I shouldn't have been doing this. Like it's just something that's delayed. Like now it's just simply, again, it's just delayed success. So now that when you get that successful production done and you start getting the things out, it's like, okay, cool. It was delayed, but now I'm living in the success because I did have a failure. So again, failure is just delayed success. Like you can have failures, learn from your mistakes, and then just keep pushing. Don't give up just because you had one failure or two failures. It's like you're going to have multiple in your lives. And it's just what you take from those failures is what really makes you as a person. And I really don't want to take up too much of y'all time. Like again, I planned on doing a sneaker review, but it just didn't feel right when I was recording it. And I wanted to just like, I was looking at my channel and I felt like there wasn't like much of like just me and like my personality. Like it's a lot of sneakers, it's a lot of fashion content, but it's like, it's way more to me than just sneakers and fashion. So I definitely just wanted to record this just to like kind of just give my perspective just like on life in general. But the last one that I'll leave y'all with, and it's very simple, and I feel like it gets overshadowed a lot amongst the other things that people are trying to do to like either make money or better their situation. But it's like, just be consistent at one thing and like your life will get better. And I hate to sound like one of those Gary Vee type people, like you gotta wake up at 9 a.m. You gotta fucking chase the, like, I don't wanna be one of those people, bro. It's just that like, it could be as simple as making your bed every day. Where you get up and you discipline and you create the habit of like, when I get out of bed, I'm gonna make it every day. I'm gonna make it every day. And then once you start getting into repetition, that becomes like second nature to you. Then you adopt something else to be consistent at. Whenever I get up in the morning, I'm gonna make the bed. And then once I make the bed, I'm gonna get ready, I'm gonna go to the gym. Now I'm consistent in the gym. Now I'm consistent in the gym and making the bed. Now since I'm consistent in the gym and it's a habit for me to already make my bed when I get up, now I can be consistent at doing something else. Like I feel like people always try to attack the bigger thing, but miss out on doing like the small things that really get you to that bigger thing. Like if you just focus on doing one thing consistently, again, it could be making a bed, it could be going to the gym, it could be, you know, just like things that you don't think are important, like just do it consistently and then you get in the habit of creating habits that are making your life better. Like I think that's the best way I could put it. Like once you create a habit of doing things that are making your life better or creating habits for you to build up on other habits, then you start, it becomes second nature to do other things consistently. But if you're not consistent in anything else and you're trying to be consistent on trying to be a millionaire, but it's like, there are many things it takes to be a millionaire. So like you're trying to tackle the big giant of being a millionaire, but you can't even make your bed every day. You can't even eat properly. You can't even, you know, exercise and make sure you're healthy. Like you can't even, like the little things, like I promise you the little things become the bigger things. And I think people always try to attack the big thing when it's like, just focus on the little thing and you'll get to the big thing eventually. Like just be consistent at one thing in your life and build on that. Again, make the bed, go to the gym, eat healthy, eat properly. Like you build those things up. And then once you get to the other spot, it's gonna be easier for you to do those things. I know. People gonna be like, well, Greg, you're not a millionaire. So why are you trying to tell me how to be a millionaire? And I'm not trying to tell you how to be a millionaire. I'm just saying creating habits that are better in your life and building on those and building on those and building on those. Again, back to my earlier point, there's no way you stay consistent and persistent at something and you don't see success from it. So I may not be a millionaire right now, but I'm focused on building habits that are going to get me into that spot. But again, I didn't want to make this video too long, just wanted to make it digestible. I just wanted to get my perspective on life. Again, I'm 27, about to be 28. I'm almost approaching 30. I feel like I've been through and seen a lot for me to only be 27. And I think people, although people want to say certain things, like I'm not where I want to be, but there are people who message me and they're like, you know, I want to be where you're at. And I'm like, ooh, like be better. Like I'm not even where I want to be. So like, don't say you want to be where I'm at. Let's be better than where I am, cause it's scary. Okay, I'm joking. But again, man, without further ado, like I always do, again, I do these weekly videos. I've been doing weekly videos for a long time now, bro. Again, I'm just trying to stay consistent at it. Again, build on consistency and you'll get to where you want to be. But again, without further ado, like I always do, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bang!
But I love the way you work it. Ay, I love the way you work it for